Hi, Chad with Concrete Floor Supply, and I wanted to answer a question. It was a how-to inquiry we had from a customer, and I thought it would be good to share with everybody. And it was about staining concrete, and particularly acid staining. So let me just read this to you. It comes from a gentleman named Tom. Um, and it says, I used your product on the garage and liked it very much. I have a pool deck that I was considering staining and wanted to order a test kit to see how many colors might work. Want something light like your wheat or a light blue gray or slightly red. And it looks like he wants to pick some colors here. And it says, so want to inquire on if your stain, acid stain, was good for a pool deck. Also to see if I could select the colors on the test kit. So let me answer these real quick. First off, acid staining is one of the most traditional ways to stain concrete. And I, for one, think it's a very good application for the outdoors because, one, it goes in and chemically reacts with the concrete and forms a color. So it really, in essence, burns itself into the concrete and forms a permanent color. So I do like it for outside. So let's just talk about a few of the things that are important for this. So the first thing that's important is prep for doing an acid stain outside, and you want it free from sealers and glues. And most of the time, people do that by power washing the concrete. I would recommend power washing it and using a light application of our Super Blue, which is a really deep cleaner. And then we also have Citra Pro, which is a degreaser if you have any contaminants like a grease or an oil. And then you simply stain the concrete, let it dry, and then you rinse a residue that forms from the stain. And then we have a couple choices for, in this case, a pool deck, Tom. Would be Easy Seal Plus Ext, and then our Crete Seal Gloss. And I'll explain some of these here, very briefly. The other thing I wanted to do was to, just show a couple pictures here, if we could, of, acid stain or stained concrete, so people have that expectation. So, here's just a blank piece of concrete. It was just power washed and then stained with a stain. And you see you get a lot of, variation in the concrete. Some variation throughout the concrete, and end up turning a little bit lighter here, and then darker blacks. So you get some good variation. There's an inside with some variation. Now the other thing I wanted to point out, if it's broom finished, as you can see the striations in here actually from the broom. If it's a broom finished concrete, you typically get a more monolithic look. You can tell it's a little bit mottled and a little bit mottled, but it's more of a monolithic look that you get with broom finished concrete. So that's an expectation that you should have. You can see it's still a little mottled, but a very nice look still. Lots of things that you can do with exterior. There's pool deck, broom finished, some inside work, and so on, and then you put a sealer on it. So yes, I mean, the answer is a pool deck is a great application, and we do have test kits available and that have all the colors in them. You get them all for $36, or we sell each color individually, as you could see here, and there's various different colors, and this is on our acid stain page. But I encourage everybody to get the test kit, do some sampling, and then figure out what color they really prefer. And as far as sealers go for the outside pool deck, I recommend a couple. And one of them is the Crete Seal Plus Ext. It's probably my favorite for pool decks. And I'll tell you that for a couple of reasons. It is a siloxane modified MMA, and an MMA is going to be very durable outside and very UV tolerant. And the siloxane is going to somewhat waterproof that sealer so chemicals can't penetrate it very well, which works very good for a pool deck. So it's going to help protect against salt and things of that nature. So that would be, our number one product for pool decks. Then a second choice to me would be our It's called Crete Seal Gloss. It is a little less, dollars per gallon, only 5 or 6, but it is a higher solids, still low VOC, UV resistant acrylic type sealer. You're not going to get quite as much durability out of this product, but it's going to be one of the more highly durable acrylics out there because of its solid content, and the quality of acrylic in the product. So I hope that answers your question, Tom. So I think you're on the right track, and the acid stain followed up with a good sealer is a great application for your pool deck.